It's your boy DJ Wolf. Got a couple of things on my mind here that I need to really get off my chest. First thing first, I posted both videos of both murders of Alton Sterling and I forgot the other guy named Castile. I can't think of his first name. I'm sorry, I'm driving right now. But I posted both videos on YouTube. I made sure of that today. I watched both videos last night, and I was honestly, well, when I take that back. I watched the Alton Sterling video last night, and I watched the other one this morning because I was so upset. I was so upset. I said, these videos must be posted on YouTube, on my channel. Not necessarily because I wanted popularity, because I could care less about that. Because I wanted the people to know how serious this shit really is. And it's very, very serious. Because I think we're taking it too lightly. That's just my take on it. You know, these two videos, man, these two incidents need to be a major wake-up call to America. These people weren't just struggling. Well, these people weren't just African American men. They were men. Real, live, human men with families to feed and take care of. Okay? And I'm going to tell you, black people, bottom line is, we got each other. We ain't got nobody else. Because I can see right up front. And even with people I've been around, people I work with, whatever, nobody seems to really give a fuck about the situation that happened with these guys. Nobody. You know, that I know of today so far, outside of my family or whatever. But, you know, work-wise, no. Nobody gives a shit. No one brought it up. They'll talk about Hillary Clinton. And they'll talk about fucking Donald Trump all damn day. But when it comes to issues that affect black people or any people of color, they won't address it. You know why? Because white people don't give a shit. As long as it don't affect their bottom line, they don't give a fuck. And I'm gonna be straight up about it. When it comes to as long as bottom line of people of color, which is whites, as long as the bottom line is not affected, they could rub two pennies. They don't care. You know? The people who really need to care and start really taking some action on this is people of color. Real talk. You can't wait for no savior no more to do the job that needs to be done by us. We need to get in there and vote like there's no tomorrow. Vote for people who's going to be about the business. I vote for somebody because they're popular. Those days need to be over with. As far as, popular. Oh, I'm popular. Fuck the popular shit. Vote for people who won't be about the business about you. You know? That's number one. Get your children educated. Because we got too many of these kids out here that are not educated the way they should be. You know? Number three, teach these teenagers about abstinence, man. You know, because if it wasn't for the fact that you were teaching about abstinence, you wouldn't have so many of these kids out there having kids out of wedlock. You know, and specifically kids out of wedlock at a young age. You know, because those are kids, eventually, those are the ones that end up going to poverty because they got to try to take care of themselves and the kids that they have. You know, we don't teach values anymore. You It used to be a thing called values, where you actually would shun young kids for having kids early, without getting their lives together first. It used to be a thing about that. Now it's like it's fashionable. That's part of the problem. That's not part of the problem with what happened with these two young guys, per se. This is totally different. But I'm just saying, there's things we have to address within our communities that we need to handle head on, as well as this. Some things we just don't want to talk about. I know people in my family, certain things you bring up about certain subjects, regardless issues within our community and stuff, they just try to bypass it. And we do way too much of that. Way too much of that. We like to skirt around shit a lot. Way more than we should. Way more than we should. And we shouldn't be at all. We expect everybody else to take our issues head on. My thing about this, another issue I got. We're addressing our issues as Black Lives Matter. Black lives do matter. Don't get me wrong. I support the fact that Black lives do matter. I don't want to just leave it at just Black Lives Matter, because how else are you going to get people to understand your plight if it's just about Black Lives Matter? Not saying that you shouldn't talk about it, but it's just the nomenclature. Now, if you address something that says all lives matter, address the issues that, like, my lives matter as much as yours. Instead of just saying Black Lives Matter, because to me, you're making it about just black lives. It is. I'm sorry. How else are you going to be able to get people to sympathize with what you're dealing with if you just say it that way? That's all I'm saying. They always say you catch more honeys with flies. If you want to be able to get people to understand your plight, you have to get inclusion in it with everybody, so that everybody know, hey, I have family problems like you do. I'm married like you, and I got kids like you. I want to get educated like you, and all of that other. So you can have everybody inclusive to work together as one. That's what always going to happen. Another issue, you have to change the mindset of the mentality of racism in this country, because as long as you got people thinking that you're inferior to them, they always think they can just do their will. I watched that video of Alton Sterling, and the way those guys attacked that guy made no sense. This guy did not have a gun in his hand, number one. And you tell me two big ass cops as big as this dude couldn't hold him down without having to shoot him? They didn't have to shoot him. The guy was down. He was pinned down for the most part. Where was he going? And then the one fat fucking white cop just got so frustrated, he just shot him anyway. In the case of, excuse me if I mispronounce it, Philando Castile in Minnesota, when I saw it this morning, it was heartbreaking as well. His girlfriend and child was in the car with him when he got killed. The cop opened up 4 rounds. The girlfriend said that the guy identified himself, and he said, I also do have a handgun, while he was holding his hands up trying to get his information to the cop. And the cop just let him have it. I thought that was bullshit too. Big time bullshit. These cops have been putting this mindset in, not only cops, but in society has been putting this mindset that black people, you can't trust black people at all. And to me, that's a fucked up ass mindset when you actually go around telling people, well, I can't trust you because you black. And I don't know how you want to act with me because you black. I don't know what to expect you because you black, because you have a good chance of doing this to me because you're black. It's all about changing the mindset, and black people as well has to change some of their ways too, because if you act a certain way, people are going to think about you a certain way as well. I'm going to be honest about that. It goes both ways. The old saying goes, public policy and personal responsibility. They go hand in hand. Public responsibility is to protect and serve your constituents. All right? That's numero fucking uno. Real talk. That's numero fucking uno. Because it's biased to sit there and protect certain people and you don't protect other people. Cops' primary job is to actually investigate, deal with suspects without having to do that. In most cases with traffic stops and stuff like that, you don't have to pull a gun out on nobody. It don't take all that. It really don't. But you got these gun-hole trigger-happy guys that they don't really administer proper training to. I think that's part of the problem too. That's a major part of the problem. Oh shit, well, okay. Damn it. And that's what really pisses me off. Nobody, make demands of these officers and nobody's holding them accountable. The state, local, and federal legislators are not holding anybody accountable for their actions. That's a big part of the problem too. I was just looking at the thing about the Justice Department's Attorney General talking to Bill Clinton last week when she shouldn't have. And I'm thinking, isn't that something that should not be doing? That's a conflict of interest, automatic conflict of interest at that. Number one. Number two, she tells the FBI officers, hey, look, whatever you decide on, I'm going with it. And then, next thing you know, when he said, all charges dropped, next thing you know, Hillary Clinton back on the campaign trail. Just that quick. I was like, wow, that was kind of fast. 30,000 documents? Really? Somebody read through all that and said, we can't charge you. That's another whole story, But at the same token, you can do this, but you cannot blatantly convict an officer for violating a law. And they've been doing it left and right for years. And they're still doing the same mess left and right for years. And they're getting away with the same shit left and right for years. And years. And years. Cops are getting caught on camera all over the place. And still they're getting off. George Zimmerman. They had audio on this motherfucker. Audio that should have convicted his ass. He was told a direct lawful order to stand down on this 17-year-old young man. And he didn't. And he went, harassed him, accosted him, and shot him anyway. And this motherfucker is still walking the streets. Michael Brillo. This motherfucker killed 2 people out on the outskirts, or right on the outskirts of my hometown in East Cleveland. About 3-4 years ago. Along with several other officers that they would not convict. 131 rounds. 12 dozen cops. About almost 12 dozen cops went out there and shot him up. No one got convicted. The judge even co-signed with him. The 2 assholes who, or I call them assholes, they ain't really cops, or so-called cops, who shot that 12-year-old boy, Tamir Rice, without giving him his just rights in the first place. drove up to him. No one was around him. Nobody. He was no threat to anybody. And they automatically just got him down. Got him down. Cold blood. Automatically cut his life off. Like he wasn't shit. You know? And that in itself is a major crime as far as I'm concerned. They just killed him. They murdered that boy. No question in my mind. If that had been a white child, they would have just took their time and patience. But he's black. He's an animal. He's a thug. That attitude. See, this is what I'm talking about. The mindset where you think that because their skin is darker and fairer, and you put all of these, not stereotypes, what's another word for that? Stereotypes on our people. Like everybody's like that. You automatically just going to just do your will against them. This is part of the problem. But part of the problem also is the mindset that lawmakers are not trying to change. That in itself is an even bigger problem. You wonder why people were going off in Baltimore last year and Ferguson before that. And they damn near did it in Cleveland. I'm surprised. You know. And you wonder why. You know, telling everybody, oh, keep calm, keep calm. It's the same old song and dance that y'all motherfuckers are telling my people, man. I'm sick of it. And I know they're sick of it too. Meanwhile, all the Justice Department is looking into it. That's a bunch of horse shit. The Justice Department ain't looking into a damn thing. They're just waiting for the outcome, like they've always done. They don't look into anything anymore. They just wait to get the reports from the local and state levels. That's all they do. Someone else on YouTube said the exact same thing this morning. I was like, yeah, you're totally right. You know, I wish I took that other exit. They don't do anything. They don't do nothing. All they do is talk trash. That's all they do. Jesus, traffic's bad. I knew I should have took that exit. That's all they do. Nothing matters. Nothing matters now. You know, at one time I thought it may have. It don't anymore. You know, you got a Republican-led Congress that don't give a shit. You got a Democratic party that don't give a shit. You know, you got state and local legislatures that don't really give a fuck at all about nobody. You know, black people, I'm going to tell you right up front, all we got is each other. We need to stand together and start educating our kids like never before. Vote better than ever before. You know, we have to stand together. You know, and because no one else gives a shit. It's obvious. I'm not trying to, incite anything. I'm just saying, nobody else cares. That's what really hurts me. I saw D.L. Hughley crying this morning about the very things we're talking about now. And I really felt, I almost cried myself. I didn't even though I was working, but it was really sad because that shit was real. It was hurting. It hurt me. It hurt me when I sit there and watch this 32-year-old man dying in his car over a traffic stop. And according to his girlfriend, said that he literally complied. And he still got shot. Alton Sterling didn't even have a gun. But that was their excuse to just go ahead and let their emotions out and fuck with them anyway. The guy who shot the cop who shot Walter Scott last year, same deal. And then he covered it up. It was all captured on video. This motherfucker still ain't doing no real time. He should have been sentenced by now. Darren Wilson shot Michael Brown in the back 6 times. And he has no remorse. George Zimmerman pumped around in Trayvon Martin's chest and ain't looked back. The cops who choked out Eric Gardner, just a distant memory for them. Unbelievable and unacceptable as far as I'm concerned. You know, I'm in my 50s now, and I thought I seen it all. Maybe I haven't, but I think in this regards, I've seen enough. I can tell you that right up front. Right up front. But I tell you what I am doing. Currently, right now, I've posted. Jesus, traffic is annoying me. I posted videos. I'm sorry. I posted 2 videos. Both of those videos are on my For All to Hear TV site right now. For All to Hear TV site on YouTube right now. You can check it out and see what I'm talking about. They're horrible. It's eye-opening. I know something else. The media. The media right now, if you try to watch those videos on CNN and MSNBC or the local station channels, the one with Philandro, I forgot his last name. It just bothered me right now. But anyway, the guy who got shot in Minnesota, they bleeped it out. You don't even see his face or body at all. It was like he wasn't even there. It's like, oh, well, yeah, you know, it's bullshit. It's time to reveal what happens when you get shot over nothing. That's the bottom line. People should see that. See, this is the same thing what happened with Sandy Hook a few years ago. You know, they didn't want anybody. They wanted to desensitize. The media tries to desensitize what you see so they can control how you feel. That's a fact. You know, this is one of the reasons why I think that this racist Republican Congress has never voted for gun regulations and gun restrictions and gun control, because they co-sign along with the media on trying to control your feelings by not allowing you to see what really happens when a 6-year-old child gets blown to bits by a shotgun. Because I think if you did expose some of this, you would change the hearts and minds of the people, and it would force Congress to make major changes. They're not trying to do that. You know, they're butt buddies with the NRA anyway. You know, that's one of the things. And I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of times they're not trying to make any moves on any of that. God, this traffic is blowing me, I'm telling you. And it's really a shame. It's a damn shame. You know, it's like nobody cares. You know, people, you know, you pay your hard-earned taxes to get results based on what you expect your local, state, federal governments to do, and they're sitting on their ass. They're sitting there and letting things slide when they want to slide, and other things they just say, forget about it. It's heartbreaking. You know, it's supposed to be a government by and for the people. It's not. It's really not. It's a government by and for the government. In terms of the local, state, and federal, they don't care. Look what happened to Katrina. A week before they decide to send anybody to rescue them people. By the time it was over with, it was over 1,000 people that died. And then they had the fucking nerve to call them refugees. No, they weren't refugees. They weren't from another country. They were from America. They lived here. They lived there. That was at home. They didn't give a good damn about them people. That's even more heartbreaking. They just did not care. They literally just did not care about the people at all. You know, it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. You know, I'm going to say this. I'm proud to be African American. I make no bones about that, and I never will. You know, I was a kid one time, and I used to be like, man, I wish I wasn't black. And I'm saying something because I didn't know anybody. I really didn't. You know, because I saw how other people were getting treated versus the way we were getting treated as a race. And at the time, it bothered me then, but I didn't know anybody about making a statement that I did when I said what I said. As an adult, I know better. You know, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm always going to fight for what's right, regardless of what people say. Wrong is wrong and right is right. I think that we're doing this disservice to our own people in our own country when you don't defend their rights. We really are. But we'll go over there and send food, clothing, and supplies to other countries and help them people out and send military over there to fight for those other countries. But we won't even do it with our own fucking country here. We won't fight for our American people here in our own country. That's appalling to me. It really is. And I'm a military veteran. I can honestly say that was wrong. That shit is fucking wrong. You know? It's wrong. You can sit there and send millions upon millions of dollars to other countries and help those people fight wars there, and you won't fight the war on racism in this country right here. You know? But you'll go over to someplace like Dubai and to protect those people and their multi-million dollar homes over there. Oh yeah, you'll do that. Where they're literally building homes and creating islands to put the homes on. I've seen it. Ridiculous. But you won't protect people in this country. Ain't that a bitch? Yeah. You won't do it. You won't fucking do it. But my people in this country are supposed to keep their mouth shut and sing hymns and march and keep calm. You know, like somebody said, look, I can stay calm, but I ain't gonna about to fucking stay silent. You know? In my case, I'm gonna get upset. Am I gonna try to get upset to hurt anybody? No. Am I gonna get upset to tear anybody's house or riot? No, I'm not gonna do that. But I'm gonna get upset enough to let you know that this shit we ain't gonna tolerate no more. I could get that upset, and I have every right to too. Believe that. Believe that. All right, guys. Well, that's my 2 cents. I had to get it out the way, folks. I really appreciate you listening. One other note I gotta give you: Blog Talk Radio. For those of you listening right now, if you ever caught me on Blog Talk Radio, I'm going to try to see if I can refeed my live feed from Blog Talk Radio into the Spreaker channel. If they don't mess with it, because they've been messing with my live feeds on Spreaker like this past week for some strange reason, and I'm looking at that. But in any case, I'm going to try looking at that real soon. But my Blog Talk Radio is back open for business. So if you want to call me, I'm going to try work on doing a special show. I may work on one tonight. I know for certain there's going to be one tomorrow night. There's going to be one tomorrow night and probably one on Saturday. All right, guys. Just thought I'd let you know my Blog Talk Radio show for all the Here with DJ Wolf is back in business. I just did a show this morning. Matter of fact, the first one I did in 2 months. I will be back on the air with Blog Talk Radio by tomorrow night. Believe that. We got a lot to talk about. My number on Blog Talk Radio for all here with DJ Wolf is 347-426-3596. It's 347-426-3596. I will be on the air tomorrow. All right. So, I mean, I was going to do the Spreaker Live, but I'm having problems with it, so I'm back on Blog Talk Radio, guys. All right. Any questions or comments regarding this or anything I've talked about today, especially particularly these subjects, please feel free to post a comment on For All to Hear TV on YouTube. I can also be reached at DJ Wolf Live at Outlook.com, For All to Hear at gmail.com. Also, like I said, For All to Hear TV on YouTube in the comments box, and as well as at For All to Hear on Twitter. All right, guys, I just had a little plan, but it's just so much on my mind right now, man. A lot of this mess got to get straightened out and real soon, because this is bullshit. I forgot to exit again. That was my exit too. All right, guys. Well, it's DJ Wolf. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you guys later.